Hello everyone who's watching this video and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna take a look at the Drop It Down pack, Dream Composer. It's an encoring bundle that has returned for 1 week. And even though it's gonna disappear pretty soon, I still really wanted to review it because I honestly think it's a very decent pack. But as usual, before we dive into the main topic, I would love to talk a little bit about my outfit. Surprisingly, the display outfit actually features the main star of today's video, the string resonance handheld. I really wanted to style it with the incense feather dress because I love how the gothic lantern design of the skirt matches the elegant carvings of the violin. And while scrolling through other pieces I could include, I stopped at the clockwork tune key and suddenly got the idea of a wind-up toy with a little bit of a military vibe. I really like the unexpected mix of blue and teal tones with black and silver for the dress, which I paired with my beloved fashion coat uniform sleeves in the same color palette. I also added black tights and silver armored boots. There's honestly no logic behind that decision, I simply followed my heart. She has black gloves, cute dark hair, a military cape, and sharp earrings that match the metallic details on the skirt. She's smiling, yet blue tears are running down her face. And honestly, it kind of makes sense because she's a toy controlled by the key in her back. All she can do is continue smiling, exactly as a toy is supposed to. The rest of the makeup includes pale blue lips, bright blue eyeshadow, black eyeliner, frosty brows, freckles, purple and black lashes, and broken glass lenses. I can't even explain how happy I am to style this dress again. It feels like ages have passed since the last time I touched it, and seeing it in such an unexpected context makes me even more excited. But let's wrap this up and move on to the store to discuss the main topic of the day. The Dream Composer Pack was originally released in September 2025 and is now making its return from May 20th through May 26th. Completing simple tasks grants a discount that lowers the price of the bundle to $3. And the rewards included in the pack are the String Resonance Handheld, Ocean Imprint Face Paint, Eternal Slumber Furniture, 3 Fancy Invitations, 45 Strand Color Charts, and 300 Energy. We can also preview the special animation of the handheld, but keep in mind that the outfit and background shown in the preview are not included in the deal. But if you are curious, the background is a paid scene called Lost Ode, which frequently appears in the dedicated offer section of the shop, while the displayed outfit is a combination of pieces from different sets. The dress and hairstyle are from the Feast of Night banner. The tights and heels belong to the Forest Reverence 6-star set. The hair accessory comes from Century Wow. The wings are available in the Permanent Bloom banner. The necklace is from the Clockwork Heart set. The face accessory belongs to the 6-star Mermaid set. The earrings are from Porcelain Puppet. And the gloves from the 2nd anniversary set are paired with bracelets from Aphrodite's Wish. That is everything worth mentioning. So on that note, let's move on to the wardrobe and take a closer look at everything included in the Dream Composer Pack. Here is the main reward for the bundle: String Resonance Handheld, a magical violin crafted from pale sage green metallic filigree, decorated with tiny metal music notes resting on the strings, crystal roses, and leafy vines that swirl around the body and trail down the bow. It's one of many musical instruments available in the game, and among all the handhelds, we already have another violin called Blossom Concerto, which can be obtained through the first top-up pack. Both of them are very different in their design. The top-up violin is transparent and almost liquid-looking, while the string resonance is carved out of metal with a delicate hollow body. Honestly, the Blossom Concerto has aged pretty badly since it's an ancient item with only 2 die slots and a lot of undieable details. But if you really don't want to invest in paid packs and desperately need a violin for your styling, it can still work as an acceptable alternative. The special animation begins with the doll gracefully twirling around before the violin magically spawns in her hands and she starts to play it. A magical glow rises from under the bow as it crosses the strings. And then a butterfly flies out of the violin. The doll follows the butterfly with her gaze as it drifts away, then keeps playing until her eyes meet the camera with a soft, romantic look. The string resonance handheld offers 10 different hand postures with various positioning of the violin and the bow that she either keeps on the strings or puts it away, which I really like. The handheld has 9 die slots. The first die slot colors the body of the violin and the bow. The second dies the fingerboard and the tailpiece. The third is responsible for most of the roses, while the fourth colors the single rose at the front. The fifth paints the music notes at the strings. The sixth dies the vines on the violin and the bow. The seventh colors the crystals of the fine tuners. The eighth dies the strings of the violin and the bow. And the ninth is responsible for the floating rose petal effect. The string resonance is subjectively a very versatile handheld because I can easily imagine it working with a huge variety of outfits. In my humble opinion, the violin pairs beautifully with anything featuring metallic filigree details. For example, the clockwork heart joints, the puppet dress with its metallic chest cage, or the incense feather dress with its gothic lantern skirt. Another direction I would follow is matching the roses on the handheld with roses on other elements of the outfit. The strongest example that comes to mind is the crystal flowers from the Bedroom Talk set. But considering how much this game loves roses, there definitely won't be a shortage of options. And last but not least, I would also focus on the nature theme by using fashions decorated with vines and leaves. But again, this handheld should not be limited to a specific category of items. So don't be afraid to experiment and simply follow your own fashion senses. The second reward from the Dream Composer pack is the Ocean Imprint face paint. Delicate pale blue ribbons tied into tiny bows, decorated with pearls and white roses that trail across the cheeks and over the nose, with a smaller ribbon stretching above the left eyebrow. I cannot say I'm personally the biggest fan of this face paint, but it's very soft and dreamy and could work beautifully for a gentle, romantic makeup look. And the third reward from the bundle is the Eternal Slumber furniture piece, a massive ancient Egyptian sarcophagus decorated in gold, blue, red, and orange tones. It's an interactable object, and upon clicking on it, the doll stands in front of it and she's shocked because the sarcophagus suddenly starts to open, releasing black smoke and mysterious glowing symbols. As I inspected from various angles, there doesn't seem to be anything physically inside, only some invisible force attempting to break free. Luckily, our doll is strong enough to prevent this from happening, and after successfully closing the sarcophagus, she finally exhales in relief and relaxes. It's a very interesting furniture piece for historically themed homes and fantasy builds. The rest of the rewards include 3 fancy invitations, 45 trend color charts, and 300 energy. That's everything included in the Dream Composer bundle. And now, already traditionally, if you think about the ways of using the handheld, I created a few outfits featuring the violin so you can see it through the lens of my imagination. Here is the first outfit, a sorrowful music box ballerina who escaped her prison and with that lost the meaning of her life. The violin, carved out of metal, just had to be styled with the clockwork heart set. The metallic swirls of the handheld perfectly matched the design of the dress and the floral carving of the puppet joints. I chose golden and copper shades to give the styling a vintage feeling, and the curly bob was a lovely hat, both add even more of that old-fashioned charm. From other pieces, I included the heels from the Love's Echo 4-star, a fashion code bow necklace, a pair of vintage earrings hiding behind the hair, and a golden ribbon wrapped around the incredible gloves from Divinity Domain. Speaking of the gloves, I love the design of the left arm, the roses matching the handheld flowers, and the sprinkled crystals visually connected to the violin's leafy bow and shining strings. Both the expression on her face and the makeup give the doll a very lost and confused look. One of my favorite details is the face paint of golden tears that give away that she's not human. And I adore my beloved berry lips, rose contacts, animal lashes, slightly upset brows, red blush, and a bit of shiny eyeshadow. She doesn't know it yet, but soon she will realize there's no life for her outside of the music box. Breaking free doesn't mean gaining freedom. It means facing a hollow existence without the control that used to make her feel alive. Now she's free to do whatever she wants, but what's the point when her free will is an instrument she doesn't even know how to play? On that note, I think we better move on to the second outfit, the complete opposite of the melancholic vintage beauty. As you can see, I again used the leg modification from the clockwork heart because I really love how the carved metal matches the violin. But aside from that, the mood and the rest of the pieces are very different. I focused on the chanting dew dress from the permanent light chase and dyed it in various shades of pink and purple. It's honestly one of my favorite dresses from the permanent banner because it looks like a delicious cupcake, and styling it is always very delightful. With this coloring, she looks like some kind of sugar plum fairy or a nice witch who makes people fall in love. Together with the dress, violin, and clockwork tights, I added soft gloves decorated with pearls and crystal bracelets, both matching the details of the dress, along with a barely visible treble clef necklace, heart-shaped earrings, my beloved sophisticated glasses, a massive bonnet, and the gorgeous hairstyle from Everlasting Glory. The makeup is light and romantic, with pink lips, purple lenses and eyeshadow, white brows, animal lashes, a bit of eyeliner, and a tiny mole. Whenever she plays her violin, the flowers grow faster, the sun shines brighter, and the air dissolves into the sweet aroma of honey, lilac, roses, and whipped cream. But I don't want to fall into a sugar coma, even though I adore this outfit. So we better move on and discuss some other ways to style this violin. And here is the outfit with the most personality to it. Before diving into my explanation, I want to show you how it looked before the final version. Yeah, it was green and golden, centered around nature as my theme, but I scratched that because it felt wrong. And after wasting tons of charts for the green palettes, I thought I better try gray and blue combination as my color base. And with dyeing the dress in these tones, I understood this was exactly what I had been searching for. The angel dress was dangerously underappreciated by me. Ever since I pulled for it, I barely used it. But after creating this styling, I completely changed my mind. Its shape, the stone sculpting at the hem, and the crystal heart with a sprout growing from it. Every single detail grabbed me by the soul. When this gacha returns, I'm going to spoil the entire angel set with the love it deserves. But moving on from the dress, the handheld is mainly colored silver with bright blue roses matching the crystal heart, the details of the hair accessory, and flowers on the shoes. But this intense shade doesn't affect the melancholic beauty of the central pale blue. It's a color of peace and serenity, which inspired me to create a merciful angel who grants peaceful death to those who need it. I gave her white bandages that I associate with final stages of life, and a pair of wings as befits an angel. The dim new wow hair looked gorgeous on her, especially when combined with the Sanctity Glow crown and carved butterfly wings hair accessory that yet again matched the carved metal of the handheld. She's crying because she just granted another death wish. And aside from that, the makeup includes pale blue lips, frosty brows, blue eyeshadow, blue eyeliner, a bit of red blush, and questionable lenses with a deer. This is how I imagine the human embodiment of merciful death. I genuinely love how fashion helps us to visualize even the heaviest feelings that we cannot describe with words, because the right words probably don't even exist. And here's another outfit featuring a very unexpected Sakura collab dress. I was drawn to it for a while because of a gorgeous outfit I received during Styling Wizard. The dress was combined with the shoes and the anklet from my beloved Vitrum Talk set. And it hit me like lightning because I realized how perfectly the violin handheld matched those crystal flowers on the leg accessories. So that styling inspired me at the right moment to create this beautifully bright outfit. I really loved how the dress looked in these intense blue shades, so this combination together with white and silver became the base of the outfit. Even though I adore the coloring, there's one tiny detail that bothers me, and it's the whiteness of the flowers on the dress and how they don't match the flowers on the handheld and the legs. I know nobody's gonna notice that except me, and I'm just criticizing myself for no reason, so I should probably stop overthinking it. What's interesting is that the outfit looks very complicated and visually heavy to me, but it actually contains surprisingly few pieces. I added gloves that match both the bright blue fabric of the dress and the pearls on the legs, along with pearl and crystal earrings, a snowy pearl face accessory, and a snowflake hairpiece decorated with ribbons and feathers placed onto the gorgeous free hairstyle we recently received. The makeup follows a winter theme with pale blue lips, soft red blush, blue lenses and eyeliner, white eyeshadow, and frosty brows. She feels like a winter spirit in the shape of a lake swan, playing her violin to lull nature to sleep and tuck it under a snowy blanket. Real winter is usually gray and desaturated, but in my imagination, it deserves to be cartoonishly bright. And the last outfit of the day is the closest to reality. It's focused around the silenced white dress decorated with silver jewelry and dark red roses. I really love its Victorian style, especially the contrasting lacing across the chest and the sleeves that beautifully matches the carved design of the handheld. I wanted this outfit to feel modest, so the combination of gray and black with dark red accents worked really well for that need. There are not too many items, just black tights, black heels with silver crystals, silver gloves that match the fabric and the lace of the dress, my favorite glasses, rosy earrings, and romantic buns with a huge bow placed at the back. The makeup is shockingly gorgeous to me, mostly because of the eyebrows we got from the current fashion code. They are genuinely a 10 out of 10 because of their shape and length. But I also enjoy the gray and red lenses, glossy eyeshadow, animal lashes, natural lipstick, freckles, and a tiny mole. She's a disciplined and talented violinist, practicing without a break to achieve her goal of becoming a famous musician and composer. And with such determination, I am sure she's gonna make her dream come true. I think today every outfit shows a different relationship with music through the lenses of love, grief, duty, discipline, and habit. And it always amazes me how a single item, in this case a handheld, can inspire so many versatile looks of different emotional grading. How do you like the Dream Composer pack and the violin? Is it worth the money or is the free alternative just enough? As usual, you can find all the outfit of the day codes in the description. Let me know which styling is your favorite and tell me if this video was helpful. For now, thank you so much for spending this time with me and we'll meet again really soon. Bye bye!